Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I am making a new segment or episode, I don't know, which I'm gonna call the driver's story. Just like the title, I'm going to tell someone's career of racing in motorsport, or his driving story, I guess. And anyways, in this first episode, I'm going to tell you the career story of Mika Hakkinen, the Flying Finn. Hakkinen was born in Finland, to be exact, in Fanta, around this city. I'm afraid I will pronounce it wrong, so I'll put the text on 28 September 1968. When he was 5 or probably even 6, his parent rented a go-kart for Hakkinen to drive around the track near their home. At first, Hakkinen was racing for fun, while he was also being a fast and a decent driver. And yes, Hakkinen wished to continue racing. Then, a couple of time later, Häkkinen's father bought him a go-kart. And Häkkinen went on to race at the Keimola Karting Club Championship, winning his first karting race in 1975. He would go on and win 2 regional karting titles in Keimola Karting Club Championship in 1978 and 1979. Fast forward to 1981, Häkkinen won his first major kart title in the 85cc class of Finnish Karting Championship. And 2 years later, he moved to Formula Nordic 100cc, and in 1984, he won the Formula Nordic Championship. By now, Häkkinen is in the stage to move to the World Karting Championship. Then he went to take 2 consecutive championship titles in major karting. Fast forward to 1986, Häkkinen met Keke Rosberg and soon became a protege of Keke Rosberg, the 1982 Formula 1 champ. Fast forward to 1987, Häkkinen finally bought his first Formula car from a friend, JJ Leto. No, it's not Formula 2 or Formula 3 right away. In fact, it was an outdated 1986 Reynard Formula 4 1600. Häkkinen went on to race with this car in the Finnish, Swedish, and Nordic Formula 4 Championship for the 1987 season and secured the championship right away. Then in 1988, Häkkinen entered the EFTA Formula GM Lotus Euro Series. Okay, that's a long name. With the Dragon team and winning 4 races. He also joined the Opel Lotus EDFA's Euro Series, eventually winning the championship, and made it to British Formula 3, driving a Reynard 893 or 893 chassis for the Dragon team again. Fast forward to 1990, Häkkinen applied to become a member of the Marlboro World Championship team, of course, I think for the sponsorship. I'm sorry, I found no info on how the test was run, and picture or videos or image or just footage of the sponsorship test. So I think it's either the lack of information or it's just me who is bad at researching. Sorry guys. But anyways, fun fact, Häkkinen was the last one to be reviewed after a long day. James Hunt was one of the judges, and Hunt protested because he was planning to go for a drink. But of course, the test went well for Hakkinen, and Hakkinen secured the Marlboro sponsorship. Hakkinen's first taste of Formula One began with the Benetton team, driving around 90 laps in the Silverstone circuit with the 1998 Benetton Formula One car. Hakkinen admitted that the steering and throttle response of the Benetton was good, but expected not to get an offer from Benetton, so he signed to another team, which is the Lotus F1. So his first Formula One season came in the 1991 Formula One season, partnered with Johnny Herbert, finishing with points for his debut season. Well, I mean, it's a good start, isn't it? Hakkinen finished 16th in the 1991 Formula One Drivers' Championship. Fast forward to 1992. (1992) was a normal year for Hakkinen. Partnered again with Johnny Herbert, scoring his first points of the season at Mexico. Hakkinen didn't qualify for the San Marino GP and suffered a consecutive retirements in the two following races, and 3 more retirements throughout the season, making him finish 8th in the Drivers' Championship with 11 points in his pocket. During the season, Hakkinen was under contract to Lotus F1, so Hakkinen and his manager Keke Rosberg began to look for another new team. Hakkinen was opted to join Williams, but it remains a mystery, at least for that period of time. Later, in 1992, Hakkinen approached team principal Ron Dennis for a contract at McLaren, which was drafted. Then, in 1993, Hakkinen joined McLaren. The plan was to be a regular race driver for McLaren, but Hakkinen became the test driver instead, because McLaren hired Michael Andretti for the 1993 season. At that time, Hakkinen did some Porsche Super Cup races and later promoted to McLaren Formula One team again because Andretti left Formula One. So Hakkinen entered his first race with McLaren in the Portuguese Grand Prix, and he outqualified Senna right away. Sadly though, he retired due to a collision with a wall. But in the next race, Hakkinen claimed the first podium of his Formula One career with a third place finish in the Japanese Grand Prix. Hakkinen raced with McLaren until 1995, or I would say fast forward to 1995. Hakkinen was partnered with Nigel Mansell for the 1995 season. There was a bit of controversy for the 1995 season, causing Nigel Mansell not to enter the two first races because the McLaren MP410 cockpit was not wide enough. But they fixed it eventually, so it's okay. Fast forward to the final race of the 1995 Formula One season, Hakkinen suffered a tire failure in qualification, causing him to go airborne and straight into the barrier. It was a huge crash. It made Hakkinen spend around 2 months in hospital. So another more fun fact, according to the information I get, Hakkinen spent sometimes in Bali so he could get up to fit for the 1996 season. Well, I mean, as an Indonesian, I guess that's a pride, I guess. Okay, anyways, moving on. Yeah, Häkkinen remained in McLaren for the 1996 season. Also, the first time Häkkinen being the number one driver for McLaren, or at least more experienced than his teammate David Coulthard, finishing 5th in the Drivers' Championship. Then, fast forward to 1997, Häkkinen aimed to score more points and more podiums, which he did. Podium in the season opener, consecutive point scoring, and a bit of bad luck at Monaco, France, and Britain. Also, a disqualification in Belgium because of an illegal type of fuel somehow, and 2 more consecutive retirements in the Austrian GP and Luxembourg GP. Well, not really a good season for Häkkinen, but he managed to finish 6th in the Drivers' Championship with 27 points in his pocket. By 1998, Häkkinen was ready to be a champion in Formula 1. The season started great actually, with a bit of controversy when David Coulthard let Häkkinen pass for the first place. Coulthard later explained that there was an agreement by the team that whoever led into the first corner on the first lap can take the win. So yeah, it's fair and square. Häkkinen also won the next race, which was held in Brazil, and retired in the next race, which was the San Marino GP, because of a gearbox failure. But he scored points race by race, consecutive podiums and wins. A bit of bad luck caused the Finn to retire in Canada, and Belgium. But Häkkinen again managed to hold his position and scored points race by race. He finally came to the final race, the Japanese Grand Prix. Häkkinen didn't get the pole position, but he got 2nd position instead, so he is still starting from the front grid anyways. So I mean, that's pretty good, right? The tension was high for the start of the Japanese Grand Prix, because the first start, Jarno truly stalled on the grid, so the race was restarted. Luck was on Häkkinen's side. In the second restart, Michael Schumacher also stalled, ultimately giving the first position for Häkkinen. Häkkinen right away takes the lead for the Japanese Grand Prix and managed to hold on the first position, and finally Häkkinen is a Formula 1 world champion. Häkkinen also won the 1999 Drivers' World Championship, still partnered with David Coulthard, and stayed in the sport as a racing driver for 2 more years, eventually replaced by a fellow Finn, Kimi Räikkönen. His last win came in the 2001 United States Grand Prix, which was 2 days after his birthday. A good way to end a race, isn't it? So in 2002, Häkkinen announced that he was going to retire from Formula 1. He was still capable of driving or competing in Formula 1, but eventually choosing to retire from the sport. There were rumors that said Häkkinen will return to Formula 1 for the 2004 season, but no, he didn't come back, sadly, but it's okay. Häkkinen was back for some more competitive racing in DTM from 2005 until 2008. He is now still active in the motorsport world, just not competitive. Sometimes you can see him in the paddock or making videos, just like with Nico Rosberg back in 2018, or at the 2022 Miami GP. So I think that's it for the video. Please kindly correct me if there is wrong information given in the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to sub, leave a like, and also share this to everyone that likes motorsport. Until next time, goodbye.